All right, let's jump right into this explainer. If you've ever found yourself wanting to really optimize your wealth building without completely sacrificing your current lifestyle, well, you need a system that actually scales. So today, we're unpacking a massive game changer, the 75-10-15 rule. Now, managing your money like the top 1%, I know, it sounds a little lofty, maybe even a bit out of reach. But here's the secret we're diving into today. Wealth really isn't just about how much you make. It's about having an absolutely airtight system for what you keep. We're going to break down a simple framework that works at literally any income level. You definitely don't need a Wall Street salary for this. You just need to master 3 simple numbers. Imagine every single dollar you earn embarking on 3 distinct paths. Instead of torturing yourself with some messy spreadsheet that has, 20 different micro categories for groceries, gas, entertainment, the whole shebang, this framework operates on just 3 numbers. 75% for living, 10% for a protective cushion, and 15% for investing. It basically distills all that complex finance stuff into an incredibly clean, intuitive system. Okay, Act 1, the 75%, which is all about living. So, here's the baseline rule. For every single dollar you earn, 75 cents acts as your absolute maximum spending limit. And yes, this encompasses everything. We're talking rent, food, transportation, and your fun money. By giving yourself this hard boundary of 75%, you're building in discipline automatically. You know exactly where your ceiling is, and that instantly removes the stress and ambiguity that makes tracking expenses so incredibly tedious. Now, I'll be honest, this requires a massive mindset shift. Because traditional budgeting, it usually just feels like deprivation and guilt, right? But the 75% rule totally flips the script. It replaces restriction with a laser focus on value and absolute freedom. You aren't depriving yourself. You're actually freeing yourself to spend only on things that truly bring you value. You still get a very generous chunk of your income to just live your life. You just have to be intentional with it. Which really brings us to the core philosophy of this whole spending block. Skip the things that don't matter so you can spend on what actually makes you happy. I mean, this means you can totally enjoy that overpriced, beautiful morning coffee in a sunlit cafe completely guilt-free. As long as you skip the stress of, say, piling up luxury bags you don't actually care about or buying another pair of shoes you're literally going to wear once. When you focus that 75% only on what matters to you, that suffocating feeling of financial restriction just disappears. Moving on to Act 2, the 10%, the cushion. Exactly 10 cents of every dollar goes straight into what we call your cushion fund. Think of this as your financial shock absorber. Because, let's face it, life is completely unpredictable. Cars break down, random medical bills pop up, the roof suddenly leaks. And without a shock absorber, just one single bump in the road can derail your entire financial momentum. So this 10% is dedicated solely to building a protective shield around your life. So how exactly do we implement this? Well, the specific goal of this cushion is to steadily build up a safety net that covers about 3 to 5 months of your essential living expenses. By taking that 10% right off the top of every single paycheck, you systematically fill up this digital vault. And let me tell you, once you hit that 3 to 5 month milestone, the level of financial peace of mind you get is truly life-changing. You aren't just saving money, you are literally buying yourself breathing room. But wait, here is an absolutely vital piece of the puzzle. Never, ever leave this cushion in a regular checking account where it's earning pennies. Instead, you've got to park it in a high-yield savings account. With rates often hovering around 4.5% APY or even higher, your money actually grows while it sits there waiting to protect you. It's a super simple optimization, but it ensures inflation doesn't just quietly eat away at your hard-earned safety net. All right, Act 3, the 15%, unstoppable growth. The final 15 cents of your dollar is entirely dedicated to investments. And listen, this isn't just savings. This money acts as a seed that is going to grow into a massive tree over time. Think about it like this. If the 75% is for today and the 10% is to protect your tomorrow, well, this 15% is what builds your ultimate financial freedom for the decades to come. Now, you might be wondering, okay, where exactly does this money go? This 15% should be planted directly into reliable wealth-building tools, things like a Roth IRA, a 401k, or low-cost S&P 500 index funds. And the best part, you really don't need to be some sort of stock-picking genius. By consistently channeling 15% of your income into these broad, proven market vehicles, you're just automating your wealth creation. You're basically letting the global economy do all the heavy lifting for you. And this right here is the unstoppable power of compound interest. Over time, those daily savings merge into this massive, unstoppable snowball of long-term wealth. It's not just about the money you're putting in, it's about your interest actually earning its own interest. That compounding effect is the true secret weapon of the top 1%. Let's bring it all together in Act 4, the unstoppable engine. Just to summarize this totally simplified financial life we're talking about, 75% gives you the freedom to live today, 10% acts as a shock absorber for tomorrow, and 15% builds that wealth engine for your future. It just completely removes the guesswork, you know? Every single dollar you make now has a specific, powerful job to do from the exact moment it enters your bank account. The reason this matters so much is that mastering these 3 simple numbers empowers you to take immediate action. It turns your income into an unstoppable engine for financial freedom. You don't need to overhaul your entire life today. Seriously, just apply this ratio: 75 to live, 10 to protect, 15 to grow. By strictly adhering to this blueprint, you are fundamentally shifting your financial trajectory away from stress and straight toward lasting security. So the framework is right in front of you, and the tools are completely accessible to everyone, leaving us with the real question. If you don't start telling your money exactly where to go today, whose pockets is it going to end up in tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Get out there, start mapping your 75, 10, 15 split, and take your power back.